You're listening to the 50,000-watt voice of AM 800 CKLW, serving Windsor and Detroit.
CKLW News. Reporting this hour, Bob Bowers.
It's 12 o'clock. The news is being brought to you by your local Heil heating and cooling contractor. If you want the best, you want a Heil. It'll be sunny, windy, and hot today, with a high near 95. At the moment, it's 86. The United States is 214 years old today, and most Americans are celebrating by taking the day off to enjoy fireworks displays, band concerts, and old-fashioned cookouts. In New York, Macy's department store planned its 14th annual 4th of July fireworks celebration, complete with marching bands and 6 red and white and blue World War II fighter planes flying over lower Manhattan. After spending the holiday with his family in Maine, today, President Bush leaves for London tonight to attend a NATO summit of 16 allied nations. Bush wrapped up 2 days of review sessions with top aides yesterday in advance of the NATO summit tomorrow and Friday. Bush says NATO members support his approach to revamping the alliance. Dissension in the ranks continued today as the 28th Communist Party Congress continues in Moscow. Radicals and conservatives squared off in a fierce debate over the fate of the Communist Party. Deputy Premier Leonid Abalkin told the reporters during a break in the meeting that communists risk being relegated to the sidelines as an opposition party if they do not accept the end of monopoly rule. Nelson Mandela is meeting today in London with Prime Minister Thatcher. Even before his meeting, Mandela set the stage for disagreement with Thatcher over the issue of sanctions against South Africa. Mandela said sanctions against South Africa must remain until Pretoria does away with apartheid. Thatcher has removed restrictions against Pretoria as a reward for racial reforms. Hundreds of Kmart shoppers in Taylor got more than they bargained for last night, an extra 2 hours in the store thanks to a gunman in the parking lot. Police say a 23-year-old man armed with a shotgun pulled into the parking lot of the store at Telegraph and Goddard about 9 o'clock last night. He put the gun to his head, threatening to kill himself repeatedly. Officers managed to negotiate the man out of his car. After a couple of hours, he was taken to a psychiatric hospital. No shots were fired. Newfoundland Premier Clyde Wells will get a chance to vindicate himself. He asked for equal time on the influential television news broadcast to counter charges made by Prime Minister Brian Mulroney that Wells alone was responsible for killing the Meech Lake Constitutional Accord. The Prime Minister appeared on a 45-minute broadcast on the CBC's Journal program, in which he repeatedly portrayed Wells as the deal killer. Wells says that the PM will simply try to shift blame away from himself. Vancouver's annual summer showpiece, the Pacific National Exhibition, has been canceled for this year because of a labor dispute, even though the union involved promised not to strike during the exhibition. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says that the Fair's Board of Directors is using them as a scapegoat. It says that the Fair Board wants to cancel the PNE, and it's using the contract dispute as a means of doing that. The Fair Board says it canceled the PNE rather than operate under the threat of a strike. Wages and contract lengths are the main stumbling blocks. Canadians should prepare themselves for another postal strike. That's the word from unionized postal workers who threaten to set up pickets over such issues as privatization and contracting out. Union leaders across the country who represent both inside and outside and letter carriers say that there could be a nationwide strike by the end of the summer. An official in Calgary says management is not negotiating and the union may have to move to the street. The last postal strike occurred 3 years ago. You just might need a program. A new round of Ontario's confusing open or closed Sunday shopping battle starts tomorrow. Late last month, the Supreme Court of Ontario ruled the province's Sunday closing law was unconstitutional. Now, provincial government lawyers will ask a 3-judge panel of the Ontario Court of Appeal to stop stores from opening on Sunday. But major supermarket chains and some major retailers are already in the midst of planning openings in big cities across the province. CKLW News Time is 12:04.
I think you're going.
From the CKLW Weather Center, it'll be sunny and hot and windy and gracious. A high of 95 is what we're predicting. Becoming cloudy overnight, there is a chance of showers or thunderdunders and a low around 66, and then mainly sunny and cooler tomorrow with a high in the low 80s. It's 89 in Detroit, 86 in Windsor. That's 30 Celsius. I'm Bob Bowers. Now we can get back to David L. Prince. He has more of the music of your life.
Thank you, Robert. 5 minutes past 12 o'clock, the A Train. Her name is Peggy Lauren. Name of the song, of course, Body and Soul. 12 minutes past high noon, CKLW's Music of Your Life, the A Train with Duke Ellington. Coming up in just a second, little Dixieland, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the radio on the 4th of July with Bobby Jimby.
This is a...
Why do you love the great sounds of AM 800?
That's all my type of music.
CK's meeting your lifetime's taste with a taste of the big bands, the best of the crooners, and the rest of your old-time favorite melodies.
AM 800
Francis Alberts, right here on the radio on CKLW, and it happened in Monterey. It could happen in your basement, though, or maybe your attic, or even your living room if you don't pay attention to your windows.
Old
Well, we've hit 90, folks. Sunny, hot, hazy, windy, humid. What else can we throw in there? The predicted high for today, around 95. Maybe there's a chance of a shower or thunderstorm for tonight. That'll be welcome, probably, after all the heat. Mainly sunny and cooler for tomorrow. High for tomorrow in the low 80s. It's 90 right now at CKLW. Yes, indeed. On a hot 4th of July. Elvis Presley. Woo. Doing it his way.
Thank you very much, We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios.
Laurie Bowers Singers here on CKLW. Kissing in the Rain. You're going to have to wait, actually, I guess, until tonight. There is a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later on tonight. It's 90 degrees right now on a hot 4th of July at CKLW, where the Freedom Festival's underway. That's it. Tell them about the music of your life right here. AM 800 CKLW. That's it, the GI Jive, as performed by the Spitfire Band here on CKLW, where we also heard Blue Moon, Billy Eckstein, Mr. Crosby doing I Can't Begin to Tell You, and at about 1 minute until 1 o'clock. We're a little bit early, but you still know what that means, don't you?
It's time for a...
You're listening to the 50,000-watt voice of AM 800 CKLW, serving Windsor and Detroit.
Dave Prince, CKLW. There. I could be one of those singers if I wanted to be. Probably make a lot more money. Well, my gracious. Bless her heart, Teresa Brewer, and A Fool in Love. A Tearful, actually, is the name of the song. You heard it right here on CKLW. You also heard the Mills Boys, and I'll Be Around. And what else? Was Song of India, done by Tommy Dorsey. And in just a second, folks, just in time for lunch, a little crawfish pie.
Every day, it's more Sinatra, more Como, and more of the rest of your all-time favorites.
Jimmy Rogers and some kisses. Sweeter Than Wine on CKLW. Joe Stafford doing jambalaya ahead of that. And while all of that was going on, temperatures were climbing. We'll tell you about it in a second.
Martin Mull for TGI Fridays.
We got a hot 4th of July going here, folks. At CKLW, sunny, hot, humid, and even windy. The predicted high for today, 95. Guess what? It is 95 degrees right now. Relative humidity is 50% here at CKLW. Glenn Miller's Moonlight Serenade will be coming up in a few moments. Music of Your Life continues right now with Engelbert. Quando. Pink Panther theme on AM 800 CKLW. I'm David L. Don't forget, now we're looking for a star of the week here at CKLW. Dinner for two and a cruise on the Star of Detroit. Maybe they'll be playing Moonlight Serenade. We're going to play that in just a second. Here's what you do to qualify. Send a postcard only. No phone calls. Postcard only, and one per customer, by the way, with your name, address, and telephone number. To Star of the Week contest, CKLW, Box 282, Southfield, Michigan, 48037. Or mailing in Canada, CKLW, Box 480, Windsor, Ontario, N9A, 6M6. Then, keep listening to CKLW. Could be you. Nice combination. That's the trumpet, of course, of Harry James. You recognize that. You also recognized Rosie Clooney on the vocal here at CKLW with You'll Never Know. Great song.